Alrighty, folks, we are back with another emergency update. We just got a brand new tornado warning for Simla and Madison, Colorado. We've got ourselves some impressive rotation just north of Highway 24 near Simla. So if you are included in this tornado warning, make sure to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room. Associated with that, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning down in Texas that is currently warned for softball-sized hail near the city of Dimmitt. So if you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, you have to get as far away from windows as possible. You have to bring your car out under the carport because this is a destructive hail threat here associated with this severe thunderstorm. You can see people and animals outdoors will be severely injured. Expect shattered windows, extensive damage to roofs, siding, and vehicles. This is the largest sized hail tag that we have seen on a severe thunderstorm thus far this year. So if you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, again, you need to be getting as far away from windows as possible. There was reported hail of baseball plus size of 3.5 inches in diameter south of Dimmitt just over about 10 minutes ago there. So this is going to be approaching the communities of Nazareth as well as the east area of Dimmitt here over the next several minutes. So if you are in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. We have one of the most impressive textbooks hail spikes that I've ever seen in Texas before. So again, please be taking this as seriously as possible and getting indoors and as far away from windows as possible immediately. Now, we are going to stay focused in here on our tornado warning in Colorado, as it actually does have some pretty impressive rotation associated with it, and it's also got its own hail core there that is pretty impressive, likely producing some hail up to ping pong ball size or larger. There's no confirmation that this is an ongoing tornado, but it is entirely possible that we do have one about to touch down near Highway 24, just off to the east of Simla at this point. It looks like we have a little velocity couplet handoff situation happening, so we'll see if that intensifies this even further, and if it does, we could have a very serious situation on our hands for areas south of Madison. So again, if you are in this area, make sure that you are seeking shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. Again, we were not going to come back live, but I saw the 4-inch hail tag in Texas, and then I see that monster area of rotation, and I'm like, okay, it is time to go. So just above my head there, we do have Storm Chasers, DL Scales, and Garrett Thompson associated with Storm Under Media. They have a beautiful look at the structure of this severe thunderstorm. They are about to get in on this softball-sized hail. So again, we have a live look at what's going on at the surface there. Now, I would also like to point out there's a very real chance that this supercell does try to spin up a brief tornado, as we do have a pretty clear area of inflow going into the hook echo notch with this severe thunderstorm. So we are going to see if they're going to upgrade this with the tornado possible tag, but for right now, we really do need to stay focused in on our tornado warning out here in Colorado. Again, we mentioned that we may see a land spout or two out here in Colorado today, but there's a good chance that this storm produces a fully fledged tornado. So if you are in Simla or Madison, you need to be getting underground if possible. If you can't, get on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows and in an interior room. We also just got a new severe thunderstorm warning all the way back into portions of Iowa. This is for Fort Dodge and Callender. If you're in this area, make sure you're getting indoors immediately. Some half-dollar sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts associated with that storm there. So, again, very significant situation ongoing in portions of Colorado, and then also our severe storm in Texas. Alright, so give me just a second here, folks. I'm going to try and share this word out with as many people as possible. I encourage you guys to do the same. And while we do that, we're going to go ahead and stay zoomed in here on our tornado warning in Colorado. So give me just a second here. Again, creating a little community post out for this. Okay. Again, it's crazy that West Texas has brought us both the largest hail tag we've seen so far this year and the largest damaging wind gust tag that we've seen so far this year within the span of like a week. I mean, that's just unbelievable. So, again, we're going to continue to watch this severe thunderstorm as it moves off to the east here. Again, it has the very real capabilities of producing at least a brief tornado east of Simla now along Highway 24. So if you're in this area, you do need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, preferably underground, somewhere away from windows at the very least. But again, I'm almost more concerned about our destructive storm in Texas because softball-sized hail is nothing to play around with. Again, this is the first softball-sized hail tag that we've seen thus far this year. And again, this is a confirmed softball-sized hail tag. This is, again, at least a baseball plus size reported by the public there of 3.5 inches in diameter, which would be in between large apple and softball-sized hail. So again, huge hail event ongoing with this severe thunderstorm warning near Nazareth. And if you are in this area, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Now, going back up to our storm near Madison, again, this is all the way back up here in Colorado, guys. We were not expecting these Colorado supercells to develop so quickly and so intensely like they did. But as that has ended up happening, the severe thunderstorm watch has been extended into a few counties in far eastern sections of Colorado since we last streamed. Again, taking a look at the velocities of this thing, it's pretty clear to me that this is weakening out, but again, we've got to make sure that we're keeping our eyes on this because there's the very real chance that this re-intensifies, and if it does, it is entirely possible that this does produce at least a brief tornado there for a few minutes. So, again, going back down here to Texas, I know we keep going back and forth here, but these are both incredibly dangerous storms that we need to make sure that we are covering every base on and that every new viewer knows what's going on. Softball-sized hail, reported by the public just over 10 to 20 minutes ago. We're watching this storm as it continues to move off to the east-northeast. The most impressive hail is likely going to be falling in between Dimmitt and Nazareth over the next several minutes. So everybody included in this severe thunderstorm warning needs to be getting indoors and away from windows immediately. So, thank you, Kevin. I'll go ahead and pin that message. We're going to continue to watch these storms here in the Texas Panhandle. Again, good on Storm Media for positioning here. They are getting a crazy-looking structure here, even this far off to the south. You can see how beautiful that is. Look at that. Again, likely going to see some rotation develop with this supercell, too. It's at least a possibility. We likely already have some broad rotation ongoing southeast of Dimmitt. Again, we have had brief instances where it's like, hey, maybe that's a hook echo, but it also could just be a weird meteorological feature on the radar because of how deep and, just large this hail is in general. And again, that huge hail spike there is just unbelievable. Again, that is a textbook hail-producing storm. So, again, not surprised that did end up producing softball-sized hail, unfortunately. Again, going back up here into Colorado, the rotation associated with this storm is continuing along Highway 24 east of Simla. Again, this is going to be approaching Madison within the next few minutes here. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot because there's a good chance that this tornado is on the ground right now. There's just nothing to pick up out here, like legitimately nothing. But as of right now, no confirmation that is actively producing a tornado. So, wow, look at this. This is huge for anybody that's been a long-time Raider Omega user. I don't know if this just got back today, but the German Texas live cam is finally back. Oh my goodness. It is an OG camera. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Also, come on. Please, Norman camera, come back to us. We miss you. Anyways, after that, again, going back to our tornado warning storm here, I know we are just going back and forth, but again, I just want to make sure that everybody tuning in knows exactly what's going on, because it can very easily get confusing, and it can very much so get confusing. The tornado warning storm right now is in east central Colorado. This is rotation approaching the town of Madison, just east of Simla. Our softball-sized hail tag is currently associated with the severe thunderstorm warning in the Texas Panhandle near the city of Dimmitt after large hail between large apple and softball size was reported just over 20 minutes ago. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. Again, preferably as far away from windows as possible. Look at Brandon Kopp Extreme. His windshield's about to get shattered. Well, Storm Media is keeping their distance here, because after the Iowa event, I mean, they just got cooked. Their windshield was just gone. Brandon has actually got something that resembles rotation at the surface. What in the world is that? Again, hail spike becoming more impressive again there on that newest reflectivity scan. So again, still very likely that this is producing hail potentially all the way up to softball size. Alrighty. So, again, we're going to continue to watch this because, whoa! Oh, never mind. That's Brendan Kopic's chat. He had a $20 dono. I was like, whoa! Yeah, how'd you find out Mr. Twister's name? Alright, so going back to our tornado-warned storm in Colorado. Again, looking like it has some monster hail associated with it at this point. Again, we're reaching 70 dBZs here on the reflectivity near Madison. So if you're in this area, you need to be staying in your safe spot. Again, though, this is just an absolute beast approaching Nazareth, Texas. So, if you're in this area, make sure that you're staying in your safe spot. Again, as far away from windows as possible, in an interior room. Again, this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. So we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning there that's going out for sections of the Texas Panhandle. This is for the town of Cactus and Stratford. This is for another little supercell here that has developed on the northern end of our train of supercells. This is warned for ping pong ball-sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. That thing just exploded with the help of a couple of mergers. So if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This is for the Sherman, Dallam, Moore, Hartley County line. We also just got another brand new severe thunderstorm warning and another severe thunderstorm warning on top of that. One of them is going out for sections of Nebraska here for a little thunderstorm that's managed to convect over the Arapahoe area. So if you're in this region, make sure you're getting indoors immediately. Some quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts associated with that. And the other new severe thunderstorm warning, looks like maybe there was just one and it did a little disappearing glitch and it made the noise twice. Oh, never mind. It's back up here into Iowa. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Webster City and Fort Dodge. So if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. This is for some half-dollar sized hail and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. So going back to Colorado, let's see if we've got our newest velocity scan here. Let's check things out. We do not. Again, likely still some pretty intense rotation there south of Madison at this point, just south of Highway 24. So if you are included in this tornado warning, make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. They also upgraded the hail tag on this to lime-sized hail, as we stated. Very large hail with this. Again, vertically integrated liquid signature maxed out there. So, Alright, so the destructive severe warning has now been downgraded to lime-sized hail, but, I mean, keep in mind, lime-sized hail, still nothing to play around with, and if you are in this area, you absolutely still need to be indoors and away from windows. I honestly would not be shocked if there's still, potentially up to large apple-sized hail associated with this. I mean, we got ourselves a double hail spike here. This is pretty interesting. But, either way, again, make sure you are staying indoors and away from windows, because this is still absolutely producing large to very large hail. It's not his real name. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, Kevin, but... Sorry, I didn't know if I was supposed to leak that or not. That's my bad. Anyways. So, our tornado warning here remains in effect for about 6 more minutes. This is for Simla. Again, mainly at this point, we're watching areas in the southeastern corner of this tornado warning polygon. Everyone should just be Levi. Can't keep up with all Levi's real. We do now have a report of lime-sized hail from the south of Madison area by the public. Hen egg-sized hail was reported. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are staying indoors, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible, as we've still got some impressive rotation, and again, very large hail here southeast of Madison. I think what they're probably going to do is they're going to let the tornado warning go and not reissue it, but they're going to issue a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for areas south of Lyman. So if you are in this area, make sure that you are prepared to move indoors and away from windows immediately, even if you're in Lyman, because there is always the chance that this shifts off to the north. See you, Gooseman. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, wow. So I just got proved wrong. They actually did just extend that tornado warning now to the south of Lyman area. This is for parts of Highway 71. If you're in this area, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately. Also for parts of the Highway 24 corridor once again, as well as Highway 40. Again, this includes areas south of Lyman. Not too many other locations to point out here. I believe there are about 3 people that live in this tornado warning. You got the EAS? Sweet. Let's actually see here. What's the population on this tornado warning? Yeah, 197. So we'll continue to watch this, but it's entering a much less populated region. You got it on TV? Wow. Usually that only happens if you're either in or very close to the polygon, at least in my experience. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of southwest Texas. This is for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts for a train of supercells here approaching Sanderson. I know it just looks like one big line of storm, so that's just because we are far away from the radar. Got that lower resolution coming in, unfortunately. See, out here we have the blue screen. Well, I guess it's not an out here thing. It's just about what kind of TV provider you have, but we have the blue screen. Actually, we don't have one, but my grandma, because we don't have live TV anymore. Rotation still pretty impressive there. Southeast of Madison, I guess. I mean, it really just uptrended there in the last scan, once again. So if you're in this area, seek shelter. Plugging in your radio, sweet. You've got the green banner. That one's pretty classic. So, going back down to the storm that Storm Media is on right now, again, this is currently producing hail up to lime size and damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Very impressive hail spike with this still, so I would not be shocked if they re-upgrade this maybe to like baseball-sized hail, tennis ball-sized hail at the next issuance of this severe thunderstorm warning, because this one is going to expire very soon. But if you're in Nazareth, you need to make sure that you are staying indoors and away from windows. Yeah, for real, Kevin. But we'll see what happens. We do now have reported tennis ball-sized hail from our tornado warning storm in Colorado as of 5 minutes ago, from a National Weather Service employee. Again, probably shortage of staffing is leading to this not being upgraded to tennis ball-sized hail. But we have official reports of tennis ball-sized hail from 5 minutes ago. So, if anything, this is likely producing hail larger than tennis ball size now, as the hail core's only gotten more impressive since then, I believe. Yeah. So, if you're in this area, again, not only do you need to be watching out for this potential tornado threat, but also that hail threat is no joke. And again, it's mainly going to go across the southern portion of this tornado warning polygon. So, we'll see what happens. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. That's going to be going out for sections of central Iowa. That is for our storm near the Fort Dodge area. The reason we've got two... No, these aren't two different National Weather Service offices, but I guess they just... Oh, wow. I see. We just had a brand new severe thunderstorm pop up there and intensify very quickly. This is what the storm looked like 10 minutes ago. Again, ignore this. This is its own supercell. This is its own thing. This is what the storm looked like 10 minutes ago, and now is a severe thunderstorm producing hail up to ping pong ball size, most likely. So if you are in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows near Gowrie. I can see these cells merging and, potentially creating quite a significant hail threat, more than they already are so. So we'll look out for that. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning back in the Texas Panhandle as well for a couple of our supercells north of Tulia. Again, it's a kill two birds with one stone kind of warning. Kind of like that terminology. My goodness. Again, this is an unbelievable signature for some intense hail here near Nazareth. Again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are getting indoors as far away from windows as possible, preferably in the middle of your building. Again, incredible hail spike with this. I mean, that is just unbelievable. This thing is nasty. Again, it would not shock me if this got re-upgraded to softball-sized hill. We got Ryan Scholl on this storm as well, but unfortunately we don't have access to his feed. And we don't have his permission. What's up, Tahani? Likely hail contamination here over Mulkey. But we'll watch in case that's actual rotation, but it is legitimately right over the hail core, so good chance it's not. Again, if we look at the correlation coefficient, you can see hail on there. I mean, this is an unbelievable hailstorm. That is textbook right there, guys. This is one of the bigger Texas hailstorms we've ever seen on live stream. Wow. So again, if you're in this area, make sure you are getting as far away from windows as possible. There's the first voice crack of the stream. Very intense, significant, severe thunderstorm moving near Nazareth, Texas. Again, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe. We do this every day for areas all across the country, even when nobody else is live. We're here, for example, today. Because we've got ourselves actually quite a potent hail outbreak today across parts of not only Texas, but also Kansas and Colorado. I've seen some pretty impressive hailstones. So, we're not going to do the voice crack counter today just because I can count it in my head, and it kind of looks ridiculous to have it on the screen. But it was funny that one time. Again, you can see all those hailstorms there just by looking at the vertically integrated liquid signatures. You can see how widespread these suckers are. Look at that. So I will say the new scan on the Lubbock radar has this backing off a lot. But it never really had it too impressive, so there's a good chance that it's just a little less impressive than it was on this next scan on the Amarillo radar. It just had another extreme uptick, though, that last scan. I mean, that was incredible. Wow, look at this. So this is a live look from inside of that intense severe thunderstorm. This is wild. Yeah, it's still a very nasty hail core there, along with a hail spike. Voice crack consistency. Probably not Mr. Twister, but it's hard to say because this storm has taken so many turns in terms of rotation intensity. But it looks quite broad at this point, but you do need to remain in your safe spot if you're south of Lyman, without a doubt, or Lamone. Couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings here, one of them going out for the community of Winters, Texas. I'm going to sneeze. Ugh. Usually whenever I have to sneeze on stream, it never comes out for some reason. I guess I'm a shy sneezer, but this is now warned for quarter-sized hail, so if you are in Winters, make sure you are getting indoors. And then our new severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa is going out for the Hampton area along I-35. Again, cover 2 cells with 1 warning. Severe warning. Actually, more like 3 cells. And there we go. They actually did re-upgrade the severe thunderstorm warning as we predicted. It is not softball-sized hail, but it is large apple-sized hail. And, oh my goodness, again, this is reported by the public, so I don't know if they're talking about the same report, but my goodness. If you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Again, large apple-sized hail associated with this intense severe thunderstorm warning. Shy sneezer. Again, very nasty hail core associated with this thing. Again, at this point, the hail core, for the most part, is past Highway 194, so right now it is literally just falling over corn and bean fields. But actually, these are mountains, not corn and bean fields. We got some mountainous regions. Yeah, for real, Mr. Twister. We also got a report of baseball-sized hail with our Dumas storm, but that was about 30 minutes ago. So, I will say the storm near Dalhart has a very nasty hail spike. I mean, if nothing else, this is the great Texas Panhandle hail outbreak as it happened. But Again, I really would not be shocked if that did at least briefly produce a tornado near Madison. Alrighty. So, again, these Kansas storms here, not super impressive. I mean, some hail, some wind. I will say there's a pretty sharp area of velocities south of Scott City, which is usually indicative of some significant damaging winds, and it is warned for damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles an hour. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows, as falling trees and power lines are a high likelihood. Also, our storm near just off to the east of that, south of Dighton, it underwent a little merger there. Again, this is not rotation, this is contaminated, but I think technically this would be your rotation. It's just very confusing because there's so much contamination out here. But either way, be prepared to seek shelter. This does have the tornado possible tag on it. See, I don't remember Big Sur because I didn't have a Mac in 2020. We had an incredibly old, horrible computer in 2020. It was so bad, and it was the main reason that I couldn't stream back then. I mean, I didn't even have a channel back then. Well, technically I did towards the end, but anyways. New reflectivity scan still showing this absolutely phenomenal hail spike. I don't know if that counts as a voice crack or not. Alright, I'm going to stop talking about it because it's getting annoying, but absolutely phenomenal hail spike south of DeMitt there. Again, if you are in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and as far away from windows as possible. Again, Storm Media has a live look at that. My goodness. Again, very, very nasty looking hail core. Let's actually look here. What does reflectivity tilt 2 look like? Very similar to tilt 1, actually. My goodness, though. Wow. Tilt 3, very similar, just an older scan. And tilt 4 messes everything up. It's still in the atmosphere. Again, this was the scan where, I mean, that was just unbelievable. Again, that was more impressive than whenever we got the 3.5-inch hail report. Wonder what tilt 2 looks like at that point. Not super impressive. What about tilt 3? I will say tilt 3 reflectivity. Okay, so this is interesting. And I have to nostalgic pair. Okay, anyways, this is hard to explain, but we have more impressive hail than we did higher up in the atmosphere than earlier. However, if we go down to tilt 1, closer to where this hail is actually at the surface, the hail core is not quite as impressive as it was earlier. So we've got bigger hail higher up in the atmosphere, but smaller hail closer down to the surface where this is actually falling. So I hope that made sense. Again, I mean, I'm not exactly certain what could be causing that. If one of you guys would like to explain in chat, that would be greatly appreciated. Is it just like radar bugginess? Because sometimes when you get to tilt 3 or higher, it messes up a little bit. Just let me know. There's no way there was that steep of a difference in lapse rates this, like, 1 mile away. I mean, I guess technically it was like 5 degrees cooler over here. I don't know. I guess it certainly could be lapse rates. But that's just crazy. Hey, there's Freddy. I didn't even realize Freddy was out today. He didn't have his spotter dot on or stream on. But very interesting meteorological feature there on the radar. So... Count on your Colorado in April, yeah. Let's actually check up on that storm. Again, still some broad rotation just southeast of Madison. So we'll continue to watch that. Not nearly as impressive as it was earlier, though. However, still somewhat concerning west of Highway 71, so make sure that you are staying in your safe spot. The reflectivity presentation's also being killed with this thing. What are the chances we're getting a tornado in Kansas at this point? If you're talking about like your specific location at this point, it is like a 0.0001% chance if your specific location will get a tornado in Kansas tonight. Overall, probably a 15% chance, still not super high. At this point, our Kansas supercells are not at all discrete. And obviously, discreteness isn't the only thing that determines a tornadic potential. But, my goodness. Guys, I cannot stress this enough. This is an unbelievable hailstorm. I don't know, like, if I've seen a hailstorm like this since the hailstorm in July in Colorado. That was a very random thing to say. But this is unbelievable. I mean, this is incredible. Crazy hail core. And again, just like one of the thickest hail spikes you will ever see. And they, oh my goodness, they just reissued the severe thunderstorm warning. It is for softball-sized hail again. This is unbelievable. If you are in this area, you need to be getting indoors and as far away from windows as possible. I mean, this is, again, an unbelievably destructive hailstorm. I mean, again, luckily there's really nobody that lives out here, but any windshields or windows or anything, really, that gets hit by this is getting destroyed. Any sort of glass, it's going by. And again, this is a situation where the hail is so large that you really don't even want to have, like, your pets outside, because there's a good chance that this hail is large enough and falling at a fast enough rate that your pets could genuinely be seriously injured or worse, because softball-sized hail, believe it or not, can actually fall at over 100 miles per hour. And that's another thing. Obviously, you don't want to be outside, like, no duh, but if you are outside in this, it can cause serious injury or, you know, even be lethal. So, I mean, this is unbelievable. Again, this is a dangerous storm. Prepare immediately for destructive hail, capable of producing significant damage. People outside should move into shelter, into a strong building, not just, you know, your little farmhouse or your garage, and stay away from windows. In addition to large hail, significant amounts of smaller hail, grapple hail, we like to call it, is likely. Accumulating hail can cause slick and hazardous driving conditions and can damage crops, trees, and vehicles. So, if you are in this area, you need to be, again, preferably just as far away from windows as possible, inside of a very sturdy structure. You don't want to be sitting in the living room, you know, right by the window, watching TV. That's not safe. Obviously, you don't want to be outside. And you really don't even want to be in, again, like a garage or, you know, I don't know why you'd be in a grain bin, but never mind, I'm just going to shut up. Well, that might be the weirdest thing I've ever said. Don't be inside of your grain bins, folks. Anyways, in all seriousness, a very serious situation ongoing. Again, we'll wait for this next reflectivity scan here. That was a horrible giggle fest, I know. Again, look at that view. They're looking right into that destructive hailstorm. It's just crazy because you look into that and you see nothing, but you know that you just got an unbelievable hail event inside of there. Again, I mean, look at this hail spike. This is honestly the thickest hail spike that I've ever seen in Texas. I mean, we are talking like softball size plus hail here, honestly. Again, just moving through Nazareth now. Again, hopefully everybody was inside and as far away from windows as possible, because it went through Nazareth at arguably its most destructive point. But again, still watching this for extremely large hail here. Again, velocities at this point on our tornado warning storm are really not impressing me too much. They're very broad. There's still rotation, but it's not super impressive. I'll do you one better, Kevin. WX Clips is a WX channel. Ooh. Again, just an unbelievable hailstorm right now moving through Nazareth, Texas, if you are just now tuning in. Luckily, there's really no other communities that this is going to be approaching in the near future other than Arnie. This is likely going to go off to the east of Arnie, and Arnie's not even a community, it's just an intersection of two roads. So, we'll see what happens. This is a very slow-moving storm, so again, that graupel accumulation is really something you got to look out for. If you are along Highway 86 or traveling along Highway, 168 here, Road 168, you've really got to be careful. I'd recommend getting off the roads, obviously, because you're dealing with this hail anyways, but even after the fact, that graupel hail accumulation is going to be nasty. What? Did I miss something, or did they lose their windshield? No, they didn't. What's up, Blaine? So again, we're going to continue to watch storm media as they encroach closer and closer to this severe thunderstorm. Look at that break in the clouds with the sunset mixing in. It's beautiful. Again, at this point, really just watching this storm for a hail threat. I don't even really I would doubt we're looking at even much of a damaging wind threat with this. It's not impossible, but yeah, Nazareth has about 150 people, I would guess. Nazareth, Texas population. I love how I can just fact check myself now like that. And I dropped my phone, that's cool. 310. Yeah, the shorts streaming algorithm is really something else. That's what I've learned today. I mean, I kind of already knew that, but especially today, it's Sam just like blew up. All right. Speaking of songs, you know what? I'm not even going to leak it. That's all I'm going to say. I've never done a short stream. I kind of want to try it. At the same time, though, I'm worried I'm going to get like a bunch of like dead subscriber accounts where they subscribe and then never watch another main channel video. And that can significantly hurt your algorithm performance. If you have 1 million subscribers and get 1,000 views, it's better for you to have 1,000 subscribers and get 1,000 views for the algorithm. Because, it sees that and it thinks you're a dead channel otherwise. That's really the only thing scaring me from doing a stream like that. And also, there's just not, like, a lot you can do with a short stream other than just sit there and talk. Make sure to like the stream if you've not already. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes. We did last stream. So, all you folks that are tuning in today, right now, you don't want to let the last streamers one-up you. What am I saying? New severe thunderstorm warning for some lime-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts north of Dimmitt, Texas. Again, another little supercell here that's had a history of producing some large hail, so if you are near Jumbo or in a surrounding area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Our presentation of our softball-sized hailstorm, not quite as impressive now, but still pretty nasty there west of Nazareth. So we'll continue to watch it. Again, we have 19 severe thunderstorm warnings, and this is not even close to the highest point that we've been today. I also like to point out we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for our storm here in Dickens County. This is a warning for tennis ball-sized hail. As of 2 minutes ago, this has been upgraded to tennis ball-sized hail as the reflectivity presentation of the hail core has become much more impressive over the last few scans. So if you are out here near Afton, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Near Glen and northeast of Dickens. Dickens County. This seems like the most rural area of all time. What do y'all think the population of Dickens County is? Dickens County, Texas population. What? 1,770. I said 8,000? Like what? Huh? Anyways, I was that lazy to be efficient. That's the shock for the day. That is crazy to me that some counties in Texas can have 1,000 people. What is the least populated county in the United States? We are getting so off topic. Least populated county in U.S. Okay, don't Google this. Don't look at it. Don't cheat. I want you guys to genuinely guess how many people are in the least populated county of all time. We're doing a fun little intermission here while we wait for new scans. I want you to genuinely guess. Like, please, seriously, don't just look it up and go, I knew. It's not Alaska. It's not like Alaska or something stupid. A few, 4. $10. Well, maybe I overhyped it a bit because you guys are going a little low. I think it's 118.71. So, you may think at first, 1,000. That is a really, really small county. Yeah, lower. 500. Really, really small town. And that's the entire population of a county. Lower. 100. Lower. 64 people. In Loving County, Texas. Like, what? And it's 60% of the size of Rhode Island, and it has 64 people. Like, this is a huge county. And it has 64 people, presumably all from Mentone. I would be willing to bet there are not any houses outside of Mentone in Loving County. 65. But seriously, that blows me away. I'm sorry, that was so off topic, but I can't believe that. By the way, our destructive storm has now been downgraded to the lime-sized hail tag. You'll make it 65. But if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are staying indoors and away from windows, because this storm has had a history of, recycling its hail core. So please stay safe out here, folks. At this point, the tornado warning for our storm in Colorado is likely going to be allowed to expire. It's only got 5 minutes left. We still have rotation associated with it southeast of Madison, I guess, but, it's just not super impressive. And the future for this supercell doesn't look that bright, as we've got a crazy looking cell merger about to kill this thing most likely, or intensify it. So they may reissue it as like a precautionary measure, but it's honestly not looking like they're even going to do that as of right now. Keywords being as of right now. Yeah, it's 60% of the size of Rhode Island. I don't know how that's possible. You can fit 64 people in your room. You must have a huge room. Like a huge room. How can you fit 64 people in your room? What? New severe thunderstorm warning in Iowa. Again, these trails of supercells here in northern Iowa are mainly just going to bring a hail threat. But some isolated gusty winds can't be ruled out, potentially up to 60 miles an hour. Yeah, so it's looking like they're going to let go of this tornado warning in Colorado. And the same storm here has been given a severe thunderstorm warning with the quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust tag. I'm kind of surprised they didn't at least put the tornado possible tag on there, because we still pretty clearly have some rotation, but... if you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors. This is for Limon and Hugo. How far back did the warning start in Colorado? Do you mean like time or area? New severe thunderstorm warning in the Oklahoma Panhandle. An extension for these supercells that just are not moving at all. For Gulf Bowl-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, so if you're in this area, make sure you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Yeah, we are at 24 severe thunderstorm warnings, so for a slight risk event, pretty wild. Pretty nutty. The storm in Dickens County has been given another severe thunderstorm warning, the one that prompted our beautiful county game. This is warned for 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts and tennis ball-sized hail. It'd actually be a fun thing to do. Just look at a county and guess the population. Alrighty. I do remember when I did geography. I didn't really have a great showing of that. Tornado warning has been canceled, by the way, as Mr. Twister said there in chat, so. I would really doubt it, Sam. I can't say I know, because I don't, but I would really doubt that Alaska's ever had a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Fun fact, none of the Alaskan National Weather Service warning offices have ever issued a tornado warning. The Eagle Pass incident. But, we've had, 8 confirmed tornadoes. Depending on who you ask, it's closer to 5, but I believe it's closer to 8 or 10 tornadoes in Alaska in history, and never a single one of them has been warned. So if you think about that, by that logic, the National Weather Service offices in Alaska, they need to step it up. When did I crash out? I know I remember the name Eagle Pass. Oh, that was with, yep, I know what you're, okay, that's a geography reference. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's why I remember that name. Gosh. I would play that right now, but it costs money, which is really dumb in my opinion. Summer Media has a pretty beautiful view. Again, we're really not going to be live here for too much longer, because while we do have a ton of storms that are producing large to very large hail, we don't have anything that looks to be immediately, or even have the potential to be in the near future, tornadic. So, maybe, again, we come back and start another stream later, but for right now, we don't have a whole lot to discuss. And again, we already did an hour of coverage earlier, so. How far west do they start? Sorry, I did not see your message. They were starting southeast of Denver, like near the Elbert region, I believe. I know we're getting close to a bingo already. What happens if we get it? I don't know if you promise us something or not. I didn't promise anything. Oh my gosh, stop voice cracking. You know what? Yep, I'm going to say it. This is for a good cause. If the bingo card... I'm scared to say it. If the bingo card, if we get a bingo on it by the end of the year, I will donate $1,000 to the Yule Squad. That's what we'll do. By the way, recorded gusts of 74 miles an hour by a mesonet. Total of 5 minutes of gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher. Has now been upgraded to 70 mile an hour wind gusts and lime sized hail. I will do it though. If we do get a bingo, obviously that means that we've had a devastating year, and we're gonna need a lot more help than usual. So I will donate $1,000 to the All Squad, all out of my pocket. Even if they try to cancel my debit card again, because yes, that seriously did happen last time. Got a report of suspicious activity, and then my mom called me the next day, and she was like, "What did you do?" We do have potentially some broad rotation developing with one of our storms near Dighton in Kansas. I wouldn't be super certain on that. This doesn't really line up, but... yeah, probably Kevin. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's what we'll do. Bruh, what is that? How did he come in here at the right time? $4, indeed. This microphone is cooked. I feel like we've had this discussion before, like a year ago, and it's still hanging on, so maybe it's not after all. It still sounds fine. I mean, it's a little loud, but that's my fault for having the volume all the way turned up. I mess around with it like this so much, and that doesn't help anything. And then I just did it again. You better not switch to Team Windows. That's all I'm going to say right now. Come on. The environment didn't surprise you? What do you mean by that? Because to be fair, you were saying earlier that this didn't deserve a 5% tour risk. Erase Mac. You're more concerned about tomorrow? I'm very interested as to why. Are you talking about, like, for yourself? Even then, that's kind of crazy. Because tomorrow, I don't know if you've been looking, but the environment is, like, it's not complete trash, but it's not anything crazy. Again, today we've actually got quite a bit of instability. Keep. And tomorrow we're certainly going to have some of that, but it's not going to be in the areas that we need it. I will say, though, reaching some pretty impressive numbers there in Texas for a while. Wow. In 4K almost. I see you, Texas Panhandle, with the 4,000. For April, that's wild. The bird farts. The backup from December 27th isn't doing anything. That's the only one. Guess Haskell's county population. I think it was like 6K. Haskell County, Kansas population. Dude. Try again. Haskell County, Kansas population. Oh, it's only 4,000. Okay. What? I thought I just banned Kevin for a second. Chat, we're 10 away from 50 likes. We're going to have to end off the stream soon, and again, that's fine because, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of anything going on right now. I will say the storm in Dickens County, it's been pretty impressive from a hail perspective for a while, but you have to keep in mind, extremely rural area, and I personally don't think that it's got too much of a chance of surviving much longer. I will say this could ramp up a flooding threat pretty quickly if it continues to sit over this area like it has been. I mean, it's literally just popped up, and it has already dumped over 2 inches of rain near Afton, and it is stationary. Like, it is not moving. Legitimately, in the severe thunderstorm warning, they even mentioned that it's a stationary storm. So, I mean, this is definitely going to promote quite a scary flooding threat here for parts of Dickens County, if that is continuing to be the case. We literally just talked about this area yesterday. I know for a fact we did, because we talked about Afton and East Afton. Did we not? We had to have. Well, I don't know if you guys saw last night or not. I posted on my community tab. We actually had a very impressive velocity couplet move over Matador, Texas, like right over it. I was pretty concerned for a little bit, I'll be honest. But this is such a mesmerizing look. I don't know why. What if we go back like 50 frames? This will be beautiful. Okay, maybe that was a little excessive. Not 50 frames. Let's see. Let's do 30. And, okay. Let's actually do some professional technical moves here. Very, very scientific. So, started accumulating just over an hour ago. So in an hour and 5 minutes, we saw over 2 inches of rain accumulation near East Afton. Pretty impressive. 2 inches of rain per hour is a pretty nasty rate. Bro, don't even talk to me about Weatherwise. Remember whenever you said that Weatherwise was going to be bigger than Radar Omega at this point? New severe thunderstorm warning for the south side of Abilene. If you're in this area, make sure moving indoors, damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour and quarter-sized hail. No. You said by this point it would be. This point. And it isn't. We had a whole conversation about it. They did smack the tornado possible tag on the storm in Dickens County, by the way. Some broad circulation there, potentially near Elton, but really not seeing much of anything. What's my high score in Crazy Cattle 3D? You know, I don't know. Actually, I do know. It's 0. But anyway, chat, I think that's going to wrap up today's stream. Again, thank you all for joining me this stream and last stream. Again, we had some pretty crazy hail action. Again, I don't blame Storm Media for not wanting to get in the middle of that, especially after the Iowa event, but it was a little sad to not see any chasers get any views of that, but it was reported by the public that there was at least large apple to softball-sized hail, so good chance that we ended up seeing some softball-sized hailstones out there in Texas today. And again, the rotation with the 20-1 storm in Colorado was actually quite impressive for a while, so pretty intense evening here of severe weather coverage. So if you did enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. We will possibly be back here tomorrow. It's, again, like an 80-20, and then being back here on Friday is like a 50-50. But until next time, peace. I said it too early again. I always do this.